gentlemen, welcome to the final match of today between the UAE and Singapore A. Let's welcome both teams to the pitch, starting first with Team Singapore A. Goal scorer, Priscilla Wong. Goal attack, Zulfa Rashad. Wing attack, Janine Ang. Center, Nora Gabriel. Wing defense, Uzma Rashad. Goal defense, Faith Maria Lawrence. And goalkeeper, Matilda Narayan. Now the rest of the team is comprised of Sheikha Aljanate, Yasmin Iman, Lee Swan Lee, Charlotte Lee, and Rebecca Leong. Of course, accompanied by head coach Mi Yong Yo, assistant coach Kok Moon Wai, team manager Min Lee Yi, and physiotherapist Chan Lai Ji. Now introducing Team UAE, starting of course with goal scorer Charlie Preston. Goal attack Eleanor Smith. Wing attack Sophie Hankin. Center Carly Lewis. Wing defense Elena Farrell Morton. Goal defense Nicole Sprout. And goalkeeper Fiona Van Dam. And the rest of the team is made up of Kelly Loy, Victoria Soul, Rachel Taki, Noor Hussein, and Gemma Ellie. Now on the bench we have head coach Deborah Jones, assistant coach Susie Foles, team managers Suzanne Skelding, and physiotherapist Jacqueline Ellie. Now the umpires for today's game are Khan Murray, Regina Wong, Wing Po, and in the reserve we have Shakatsa Lepho. Now can we get everyone to please stand up for the national anthems of both countries, and we'll start first with the Singapore anthem. Of the UAE. Let the game begin.
Final game on the opening day of the 2024 Nations Cup. And we have United Arab Emirates facing Singapore A. Of course, this game will not count for rankings points as Singapore A is an invitational team. It is the 4th time a second Singapore team has competed at this event. And when we think about the UAE, currently ranked 21st in the world, won the European Challenge event in 2023. They were gold medalists there. This is actually their debut at the Nations Cup, so we're excited to see what they can bring to the court. You've seen the coaches, you've heard the players introduced, and now it's time for us to get underway with the starting set of pass. My name is Brittany Carter. With me in expert comments is Reena Rajamahan.
Hi, Brittany.
Reena, 3rd game in a row for us.
Yes, it's been a nice Sunday, actually, watching a bit of netball. We've been through 2 games already, the final one of the day. And like you said, I'm excited to see how Dubai plays. Sorry, UAE. I've not seen that team before, so should be interesting.
Our opening game today saw Singapore beat Canada by 58 goals. It was a very lopsided event, 78-20. And then we've just finished commentating the Ireland-Kenya game where the African nation got up 64-31. So let's see what the UAE has in store. Oh, and straight away we see Rashad injecting herself into the contest. We have 6 players returning for Singapore A this year that were here in 2023 competing. And we've seen 3 of them actually move up into the senior team.
That's really good.
Which has made way for opportunity for new players to pop up in Singapore A, the development team of the nation here. They don't have a nickname as far as I'm aware.
Mini Vanders.
Mini Vanders. I like that. But a lot of these players are uncapped and may have played plenty of games for Singapore A in the past, but there's at least 5 here that have never played a game for the senior Singapore team.
Must be very exciting for them to take the court in this OCBC Arena.
Absolutely, and then there's a bunch that have played about 5 to 2 caps. So they're on the fringe of the top team. UAE moving the ball quite quickly here. Preston with the shot at goal.
Nice height.
185 centimeters tall.
Yeah, she looks to be a holding shooter from what we've seen in the last minute or so.
Not even the tallest player. We've got a couple more players in the defensive end that have got a centimetre or 2 above her.
Oh, big jump there. But Pris is not phased.
2-all, good start. So you should be able to see on the front of the dresses of the UAE, Nakil, who is their sponsor, part of Dubai Holdings.
I see.
Looking for more, of course. You can always look for more sponsorship in Netty.
Definitely. Can never have too much money. Does that hold again?
So Preston is a good head above her defender in Matilda Narayan. So Narayan's going to have to get up to the ball, isn't she? She's going to have to use her aerial skills and her footwork.
That's right. She does have good elevation on her. I think right now she's just letting herself get stuck to Preston. So she needs to move around her, I think.
Now, Matilda was actually part of your Orcas.
That's right.
NSL
she played
team.
with us this year. Yeah, it was a joy having her. And she did great during the NSL season.
What did she do that you think put her in the frame for a start with Singapore A?
I think her reading of the game is very good. And as a defender, being able to read and get those quick interceptions in the circle, that's what really stood out. She did play really, really well with Misha, who was playing on the Singapore team just the first game of the day as well. So that combination, yeah, I'm not surprised that she got drafted. Can you say that? Drafted to the to the Singapore team.
Oh, they clean it up. Good teamwork for the UAE.
There we go. She's got that first tip now. Moving around a bit more.
Speaking of nicknames, the UAE side is named the Falcons.
Oh, wow.
On a bit of a roll here. Looking to make it 6 against 3, double the score. Driving along that baseline. So with the ball in hand at centre. Oh,
good try there.
Kind of thought Lawrence had the front hold,
I
but
thought so too. Yeah.
when there's a height difference like that, it is hard to judge.
That's true.
Yeah, so the centre, Carly Lewis for the UAE, is their captain. Actually of Welsh origin, but living in the UAE.
Yes.
25 caps to her name. Their most experienced player. And so I'm looking forward in a couple of days to watching the UAE come up against Ireland, actually.
Oh, yes.
Because these two teams have got a bit of a rivalry. Even though the UAE is in the Middle East, they're actually part of the region of Europe netball as a bit of an invitee.
Right.
So they meet in the European Open event each year.
Interesting.
Get to play each other a bit of a grudge match. I mean, there's 1 point difference in terms of, you know, the UAE are ranked 21st and Ireland are ranked 22nd.
Super close.
So
can go either way, no?
Absolutely. And we get to see them play on day 4, which is Wednesday. So looking forward to that.
Love a bit of rivalry, like grudge match, like you say. Long shot there. I think that's her first shot of the game.
I think you're right. 4th goal. We've seen Priscilla Wong do most of the heavy lifting so far. Priscilla's another player that is an Orca, isn't she?
That's right. So nice to see them playing.
And the Orcas wear yellow?
Yes, yellow and yes, yellow.
For anyone unfamiliar with the NSL here in Singapore. And we're going to see a change here. Rolling on, is it Rebecca Leong?
Didn't quite catch the face, let me see.
Oh, sorry, no, it's in the defensive end,
yeah.
yes. So we'll wait and see until they head up the other end. It's probably Shiha El-Juni.
Yes. Yes, you're right. It is her.
Why do you think they've made that change?
I think, yeah, Matilda is struggling a little bit in terms of getting stuck by the shooter. So maybe Sheha. I've never seen her play before, but from what I see now, maybe she's giving a bit more room to give herself some space to maybe go for that high ball.
Well, according to our profile book, Matilda and Shiha are both the same height. So it's not a height decision.
Thing,
yeah. Maybe just about what they can offer in their game style. Off the foot of Ang.
And I guess sometimes when you're watching on the bench, like as a player on court, okay, you may think you know what you need to do, but you have someone coming in watching on the bench going like, oh, I can go in any minute, this is what I would do instead. So maybe that is also the advantage of bringing someone in through the tactical change.
Oh, what an intercept.
That was lovely.
Nicole Sproul on the move. Oh, look at Lewis go.
That quick give and go.
To circle back to what we were saying earlier, so if anyone is unfamiliar with how the NSL works here in Singapore, there are 6 teams that compete in the Elite League, and then there's a National League underneath that has 7 divisions with about 8 teams, 6 teams per division. It varies. And we were saying earlier, if you missed on the coverage, that there's actually going to be a bit of a playoff very soon, because some teams finish lower in the NSL this year and they could be relegated if they don't beat a couple of other sides.
That's right.
That want to join the NSL and have done well in the other divisions of the National League. And so we see that Matilda, who's just been sent to the bench, but started the game, of course, in goalkeeper, she'll actually be playing for one of those teams trying to compete to get into the NSL, won't she?
Right, yeah. So it'll be Marlins as one of the teams in the playoffs. So she's got a big game coming up, I think, in the next week or so. So this will be great training to get the legs going for those playoffs. So previously the playoffs would be best of 3 if it's a 2-team playoff. So, but this time it's just going to be all or nothing in that one game, kind of like sudden death. Yeah.
Wow.
Because there are 3 teams, 2 different games to be played. If every team did a best of 3, it would have taken ages. I think the NSL would have started already.
So the 3 teams will play each other once.
Yeah. So 2 teams will play, and then the winner of that first game will play the second team. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's quite exciting, actually.
It's sudden death.
Yeah, it's really sudden death. The best of 3, at least you had a chance to, if you messed up the first one, okay, the second one, you can kind of see if you can do any post-mortem.
I want to tune into that, because that's pretty fascinating, knowing that, so much is on the line. An NSL spot is huge.
It is, yeah.
And it could be lost within one game.
Yes.
Wow.
I'll definitely keep you posted on how that goes, because I'm also very curious to see how that plays out.
And so what colour do Marlins wear?
Marlins, I think it's like a... Was it a green? I think it's a green, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, like a greenish. I could be wrong, actually. From what I recall, is a green or a white.
A green colour.
Yeah.
From yellow to green, perhaps, for
kind
Matilda.
of similar to the theme that UAE's uniform, UAE's playing dresses.
A bright green.
I think so, yeah. But my memory could be very bad.
Okay, another tactical change happening here. Oh, did the umpire fall over? No. Okay, sorry. Everyone was just looking over that way and something happened.
Yeah.
I think the umpire was just collecting the sign. So a change in centre now.
Li Shen.
So Li Xuan is a new player to the Singapore A setup. Oh, they played that to their advantage, the UAE. Clever. I'm excited to see what she can bring to the court. Only 19 years old.
Wow. Very nice to see the young ones get a chance to take the court. Sometimes, I was just speaking to a friend of mine earlier, when you're younger and you don't really know what to expect, sometimes you just play that much harder. Like, you're not jaded by life. The older you get, the more you familiarize yourself with other players, you kind of get a bit nervous when you take the court. So nice to just go in there and not know what to expect and just play cluelessly.
And as a result of Li Xuan coming on, Nora Gabriel has actually shifted to wing attack. So Ang has headed to the bench.
Nice.
$10 goals difference at the moment, and Preston will make that 11. 18-7. Less than 2.5 to play.
I'm wondering if Faith will try and double up on the shooter, because the goal shooter is definitely the main shooter, at least for this quarter. So
stepping in, Priscilla. Oh, how's that for precision?
so good.
She's rocking the sweatband on the right arm. You don't often see that these days.
We used to do that in school days.
Wonder if it's a habit that's stuck, or
Think
maybe.
so.
Oh, the pole was almost the 8th player on court then for the UAE.
Yeah. Okay, you can see Faith kind of helping her a little bit now.
This is exactly what this Singapore A side is about, isn't it? Opportunity, coming up against something you're unfamiliar with, and that's a challenge. And preparing yourself for hopefully that senior team one day.
Yeah.
This shot missed by Wong, and the UAE came so close to winning that rebound. Slipping over there. Sprawl underneath and just played the long game to get the rebound.
Yeah.
On the run. Fancy footwork from the UAE, sweeping around the front. Smith is often an option coming out of that centre pass.
Very easy transition play into the circle.
And they're siding Preston really quickly.
Yeah. And the passes are so accurate as well. Last few seconds, they got to get it in.
Oh, it stands. No? Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
there we
yes,
go.
yes.
Because they would have made a different signal, of course.
That's right.
So there is a new rule that if it has left the hand, that it counts. So they must have judged it to have left the hand. Either way, 21-8. UAE lead Singapore A at the first break. 21-9, the difference. Pretty big at the moment, that margin for the UAE, asserting their dominance here at the Nations Cup in their very first game. What have you seen early on from the UAE that you like? Oh, the give and go, Rena.
The give and go, very accurate passes, easy transition, and good chemistry between the players. I think it looks like they've been playing with each other a long time. So that's been nice to see in the first quarter.
It might actually surprise you to know that netball has been played in the UAE for 40 years.
That is a surprise. Oh, wow.
It's pretty nuts, isn't it?
I guess it was because there have been quite a few expats that have been living there for a good while?
I suppose so, and there are a lot of expats in this team as well. I mean, their captain's originally Welsh, but there have been instances across many teams, even some of the top ranked ones, of players moving elsewhere and becoming a citizen and still representing their nation. And you know, we've seen that for New Zealand and the likes of Irene van Dijk, who was a very famous player, represented South Africa and New Zealand.
Nice.
So yeah, but again, like for 40 years, it's quite a long time.
It's a long time.
The national governing body was created in 2017.
Wow.
And as we mentioned earlier, they're part of Netball Europe by invitation and have been so for the past 8 years. But I love this bit of info too. In the UAE, netball is actually played in the Emirati schools, like it's part of the curriculum.
Oh, nice. That's really good to hear. That's awesome. Makes sense. They've been playing for 40 years, I guess, is a big part of...
It explains the quality of netball, doesn't it, that we're seeing here?
That's right.
If someone's come through school playing netball, quite a... Oh! Kept it in play, but for Singapore A. Yes, because a lot of us do fall in love with the game at school.
Yes. Oops, so close to the line.
Brilliant balance there from Priscilla Wong. She's such a steady player, isn't she? Really
is.
Reliable.
And you know, on a personal level, for her age, she's very mature. And you can see that in not just her playing style, but her attitude to netball and training. And I always forget how young she is, actually.
22 years old. When you look at the amount of caps in the senior side that someone like Kaiwei To has, I mean, she's 28, but she has 84 caps to her name, which means she must have started pretty young in that senior setup.
That's right. I guess having that development team really helps. And then with NSL getting spotted at such a young age and coming through. So it seems to have a very nice progression, like the system that we have now, which is good. Lots of passes there for Singapore.
Patiently working it to post. Off the top. And once again, the UAE on the rebounds. I don't want to put the mocker on them, but it feels like they aren't making mistakes. They're quite clinical in their play.
Yes.
Really certain of where they're sending the ball next, the Falcons.
Absolutely. Very well-oiled, it looks like.
And if there is a mistake made, just like that there was, there's someone there to clean it up.
Yes.
They're really backing each other up. There's that team synergy.
That's right. I think I saw a couple of bench players putting on a bib. Might see some changes in there soon.
Straight out of the blocks for that centre pass was Rashad Ishwan. Back to Rashad. These two players just sharing possession. Looking to go back to circle edge. And once again, these two. I was going to say, if they send this ball in, it will be those two players solely that have contributed to a goal.
Exactly.
Oh, what a long ball.
Nice. Good shot.
Yes, you can see the run of goals that UAE is able to put on. They can score quickly and they're scoring their defensive wins.
Yes. Yes, converting is so important, right? See the defenders trying to sort things out between themselves.
Lawrence giving a fair bit of direction. When you were part of that Singapore A setup, did you find that the older players did that for you?
Actually, I think I was one of the older ones in the team.
Oh, right. Well, did you do that for other players?
I did try, but I was also, I mean, that was my first year playing for Singapore as well, so I was a bit aware of not coming across as like a bit of a know-it-all. Yeah, I think our team, I was definitely one of the older ones because I'd already completed uni and things, but I mean, right now with Orcas is definitely mentorship. There was a joke, the carnival that we joined, I was the only one that was born before 2000.
Oh no.
Yes. So I'm well aware that I'm not a spring chicken, at least in the netball circle these days.
Oh, that is sad.
It's very sad. Oh, man.
We've seen some changes, haven't we?
Yes.
Matilda coming on in wing defence and Janine Ung back into the game in centre. Priscilla Wong with a big smile there when she got stuck. I love those moments because it was obviously a bit of a challenging... There was an element about that where she really had to find the next pass.
Yes.
And yet she was smiling going, I'm loving this, let's embrace it. Netball doesn't always have to be so serious.
Exactly. Take the pressure off sometimes, you know?
So a change for the Falcons as well. Victoria Sol comes into the game at goal defence.
Ooh. That was a bit of a hard ball. She's telling her teammate, don't throw so hard.
11 caps for Tori Sol, 34 years old. Bit of experience and can play 3 defensive positions, so she's really versatile.
Wow. Oh, that was a great ball there by Faith. Oh, by Nora, sorry. I always get confused.
So Lawrence just grabbing at her shoulder and collarbone there. I think with the collision, she might have just copped a knock to it and it's uncomfortable.
Oh, no. Yeah, she's coming off, no?
I can see some of the UAE players being told to go on warm-up. A fair bit of talking being done by that coaching group over there. So maybe some strategy being discussed. Oh, great grab. Bit of courage about that one.
Yeah. Haven't got under the arm.
Wong wants it on the baseline. Right in front.
Unfazed. Yeah, swish. Oh, the pressure there.
You could see the mid-quarter was a little unsure whether to send it to the front or the back option, and as a result sent it to none.
Exactly.
So good work by the defenders then just to confuse.
Yeah. Confuse that
pass.
space, yeah.
And they need more of that. Oh, rocket pass, nice and high from Laura Paul Gabriel.
Just going with the full body.
Some more changes coming here. They're thick and fast today. So Matilda into goal defence. Goodness, she's played at range of positions already, hasn't she? She's gone from goalkeeper to wing defence to goal defence.
That's right.
And then we've seen Usma Rashad come on into wing defence. So two sisters playing here. Uzma fairly new to the team, and Zulfa was part of Singapore A last Nations Cup. It's actually Uzma is the older of the two sisters by 1 year.
Oh, is he? Close gap. Close age difference.
One of them a defender and one a shooter, and so that's probably an indication that in the backyard growing up, one person got to shoot all the goals and another had to defend. It so happens with sisters. However, both me and my sister ended up being defenders, so I don't know how that works.
Same, my sister as well. Yeah.
Like-minded.
Like-minded, yeah.
The crowd really starting to get involved now. Oh, so our new player on court, Gemma Ely for the UAE, a shooter. Only 18 years old.
Wow, yeah, I was just going to say she does look young.
So there's a sense from the UAE now that this is a time to blood that young player. I mean, she already has 13 caps to her name, so she's not inexperienced, but given the scoreline is what it's at, why not get her on?
That's true. See how she performs under pressure.
Oh, well done, Singapore A. Oh, and they've spilled it straight away.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, have they got it? Oh, well, Matilda rights the wrong, slips up, gives it away, and then straight away retrieves it on the rebound. They need to treasure this possession, Singapore, given what went into it.
That's right.
Rashad turns and
Great
shoots.
shot.
I'm sure the senior selectors will be watching that thinking, oh, wow. To have the confidence to just turn and give it that far out.
That's right.
Wong wants a taste of the long bomb action herself. Didn't quite connect that time.
Bit phased by the jump bit by the goalkeeper.
Well, Eleanor Smith was ready on the baseline, had her hand up saying to her UAE teammates, give me the ball. Instead, they went with another option, and now it's back in the clutches of Singapore A. Priscilla Wong looking to finish what she started earlier. Both defenders out. A little closer this time on the right-hand side.
Yeah, she's just got to not be phased by the defender's jump in or hands. It seems to be getting her missing a couple shots.
Our umpires in this game, Khan Murray and Regina.
Also another effective jump in, but it's still UAE's ball.
Khan Murray's from Hong Kong, and so is Regina Wong, actually. So they're tag teaming here.
Nice.
Here goes Smith. We haven't seen her put a lot of the shots up in this match so far.
Yeah.
She's kind of played that supporting, feeding role.
That's right.
But you can see now that there's a younger player in there with her, in Gemma Ely.
So she needs to take a bit of command.
Yeah, the role has shifted. Whoa! The core strength was put into test just then.
It was. Yeah, good look of space there by Ely. So now they've got rotating shooters, UAE in the circle. I think it's really time the Singapore A defenders need to try and capitalize on that. They don't have that tall holding shooter anymore, so I hope to see more interceptions from them.
The difference currently 11. We've got only 33 seconds left here. But if that younger shooting end continues, you'd assume that Singapore A will, as you said, try to capitalize, come up with some real strategy on how they try and win some ball back here. You can see that, oh, there's some of it.
Rebound.
Matilda on the rebound. She's had a couple of them so far this quarter. Whoa, Nora Paul Gabriel coming through, flying. Singapore aware of the time and just wanting to, came so close. Really great urgency, I thought, though, in that final minute there. So it is halftime, the UAE in front, 33-23.
For now, we are going to our game segment. Before that, we of course tell me when the rebound will start.
Preparing for the championship quarter, the third quarter, of course, in netball as it's colloquially known. And there are some changes for the UAE Falcons to come into this third quarter, aren't there, Rena?
Quite a few.
So we see Alana Farrell-Morton moving to wing attack. Rachel Tuckey into wing defence on court for the first time this game. Sophie Hankin into goal attack. She's been playing in wing attack. And Charlie Preston rolls back onto the court and goal shooter.
Could be the strategy of fresh legs. And that's why it's big change in the middle of the game.
Gee. Oh, well, how did that come out in their favour, Singapore A?
No.
Wow. Pure chaos. And it's turned back over here.
Oh.
The UAE players are just not phased.
Yeah, not at all.
If the ball is on a trajectory they weren't expecting or there's a deflection, they just pick it up and carry on.
That's true. No confusion, no panic whatsoever.
Lovely work bringing it out of the back line then from...
Oh, another collision.
So Nora Gabriel standing aside for that one. She is a player that really likes to lock into a contest.
She does.
Doesn't like to back out. Using their defenders for that centre pass, the Falcons.
So back to that holding shooter, Preston.
She continues on like normal.
Goal defense. The umpire's telling the goal defense she's out of play.
Sol did well then, though, to get back into that circle. Oh, the Harrison
Is that the
hoist!
chair lift? We don't see that often, huh? At least in Nations Cup. I think that's my first time seeing that happen.
I think we need to clip that and save it for safekeeping.
Yes, definitely.
So the Harrison hoist was made famous by a couple of New Zealand players, actually. So what did you call it? The chair lift?
The chair lift. That's what they would call. That's what they called it in England. I remember that was the first time I ever heard of that.
Oh, one here by the new player on court, Farrell Morton. Sorry, new in wing attack, not new on court. Injecting herself into that contest. Little bumped up to say well done.
Got a tactical change here, Singapore A side. Rebecca now coming in. Rebecca Leong.
Part of the Singapore A setup last year. There's a miscommunication here on the feed. And it will be a throw-in on that baseline for UAE. Preston shooting from further out. Such a difficult target to cut off from the rest of the attack.
That's right.
They just sight her so quickly, and there's a tag team effort here, and she's still able to get the ball, just dropping back into the backspace. So this combo of Wong, as she rocks back and finds distance, as well as Rebecca Leong, were probably the main combo we saw from Singapore A in the circle last Nations Cup.
That's right.
Very comfortable together.
Good chemistry, good understanding.
Well done by Aljuni there. What I love about these youngsters from Singapore A is you look at the difference on the scoreboard and they're constantly fighting. There's just not this acceptance of we might not win this match because of the margin. They're always really trying to fight hard and claw back the margin and just decrease it.
And I think they have something to prove, right? Like you said, they're on the fringe. They want to show that they are capable and worthy of that spot.
Kept in play round the back of the post. That's right, because this is going out to the world, essentially, this stream, and also the selectors will be keeping a close eye on it.
Yeah.
So are the trials held for Singapore and Singapore A teams, or are they just, are the selections made when you're in the NSL?
So I think the main selections are held. From what I recall, I remember it was a bit of both, where they will have an open selection. But when you join an NSL team, they do ask you, do you want to be considered for the NSL? So, sorry, for the opens team or developments team. And then at the end of the NSL, the closing ceremony, that's when they announce the players that have made.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I think the final decision is made during the NSL time.
That's really special too to find out on that final day.
No, it's really nice. And you have your own club teams cheering for you as well once the announcement was made. It's really nice.
The senior Singapore side has been very settled for quite some time, and we know that there has been some retirements in the past 12 months. But even the players stepping into that role now have all been capped before. They've all been on the fringe. They're very experienced. So is there ever a scenario where there's like real surprises about who is picked, or is it generally pretty consistent?
Generally very consistent. I think we know that they've been earmarked for a while as well. And like you said, they would be maybe part of the development squad initially and things. But yeah, nothing too much of a surprise. I think that certain players really stand out during the NSL as well.
So if there were to be bolters, it would more so be for this Singapore A team.
Yes.
UAE to continue with possession.
Singapore A being really, really defensive with the hands, trying to force the missed pass, and successful. Oh no. Not sure where that ball was going to.
The thing about the UAE is once it's in the hands of Preston, it's going in, I would say, 9 times out of 10.
Yes, exactly.
So the hard work has to be done
outside,
out front, which is what we saw was quite successful when that ball went over the back line, because it was the feeder that made the mistake.
That's right.
So when you lose it straight away like that, you're almost giving them back a very good advantage, aren't you, in the sense that you're trying to scramble to stop anything happening before the edge of the circle.
That's right.
Really tricky to do. On the rebound, Tori Sol.
Yeah, so that transition play for UAE was so easy.
Some hard work needs to be done around that transverse line, slowing up the attack.
Yeah.
And just making them question where the ball is heading. Because at the moment, it's straight up the guts and then into the center, the shooter.
So just like that. In between 2 defenders, even.
We're over the midway mark here in this 3rd quarter. And there's another change coming in the UAE. And also for Singapore A, Faith Maria Lawrence rolls back onto the court.
He's got his shoulder taped up.
Some bright taping as well, isn't it? The orange. So that change for the UAE sees Victoria Sol off the court. might be Kelly Loy who's come on.
Straight in.
So Kelly Loy is actually 47 years old. And I say that because I am just amazed. I think in netball these days, given that people can have children and come back to the game, and it's quite common for that to happen.
Yes.
It really extends the career of players. But to be 47 years old playing at this level, I think
intensity is
remarkable.
It's so admirable, you're right.
There's another change too in goal defence. Fiona Van Dam has shifted from keeper out front. If you don't mind me asking, Rita, how old are you now?
I'm turning 35 in October.
Could you imagine playing at this level?
No, my body was already broken at this age. Oh man, you're absolutely right. I really admire women that are able to continue into their late 30s, early 40s. With some of our Singapore team players, I don't know if you've met them before, Prem and Mickey and all, who did play past their 40s. It was so nice to see them in natural athleticism, and they're all really fit, and I'm here like 30-year-old struggling with the bad knees.
It is a sport, though, where injuries are part of the game.
Yes.
And so, I don't want to keep harping on about it, but for Kelly Loy to be able to play at this national level, remarkable. Hats off to you, Kelly.
Exactly.
I bet her family's really proud.
Oh, must be. I hope they're tuning in and watching, too.
Oh, there she is with the rebound. Again, occupying that middle channel and just breaking out into the left and the right when required. There's so much fluidity and punch about this attack.
Yeah.
Oh, off the top. The net was caught then around the hoop, and I wonder how much that affected
the shot. Oh, man.
Couple of pumps and through from Wong. The game within 15 goals. So it's almost 8 p.m. here in Singapore and going on 4 p.m. in the UAE. So perfect viewing time. We hope you're watching. Frustration from Matilda there.
Great passes, good give and go by the Singapore A. Didn't quite finish with the shot. And UAE is bombing it down that middle channel. Oh, stepping call, I think.
So one of the reasons that the UAE might be in some hot form right now is that they recently played in a tournament held in the Isle of Man, known as the European Open event, but generally this team plays in the Challenge division of that event. However, I think they were elevated this year with some other teams like England, Scotland, deciding not to play. So usually those teams will come and they'll be in the Open division, and players like Ireland and UAE may be in the Challenge division.
I
but
see.
That was flipped on its head this year. But yeah, held in the Isle of Man, UAE finished second.
Wow.
So I believe Ireland were in first place.
So they've had some tough contenders then.
Yeah.
Really sharpened up their game.
And they've had that match play to prepare them for this one here.
Oh no, Matilda out of play.
Yes, it's a 2-on-1, UAE's advantage. And the whistle really starting to get a workout here in the final minute of the third quarter. As Singapore try to up the defensive pressure. Just catching the eye of the umpire. Hitting circle edge nicely here, Li Xuan. And here's Wong. Rolls over the back line.
The hands have been effective on her shots.
From the taller defenders?
Yes. I haven't seen Nike shoes on a netball court in a long time. You guys say Nike, you know?
Nike.
Or do you say Nike? You say Nike.
Nike.
Great.
I think Nike is American.
No, British.
British?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, yes. So I don't know if they're basketball shoes, but I saw some of the UAE players having them.
It's really been a huge wave of change. 49-32, the UAE lead Singapore A. We've got 15 minutes left to play here, of course. Just to wrap up what we're saying, it's been a huge change in Australia. Lots of high elite Super Netball players at that high level wearing basketball shoes now. It's seen as trendy.
Really?
And a lot of colours and different options there other than your traditional ASICS shoes. So,
Oh, nice. I'm going to go check that out.
yeah, do so. 15 minutes remains of the opening day of Nations Cup here in Singapore. The 16th edition, with Singapore the hosts as the reigning champs. And straight away we see Singapore A, the development side, coming up with a rebound to start this final period. Some changes coming through too. The Falcons have brought Noor Hussain on into wing attack for the first time tonight. And Ellie Smith is back into goal attack. And then a change up front too for Singapore A.
Yeah.
So a switch between Priscilla and Rebecca Leong. Goal shooter, goal attack. Why do you think they might have made that change?
I'm not sure, actually. It didn't look like they were struggling. Maybe just to get a new momentum in the final quarter.
Priscilla is the taller of the two shooters. So we'll see how she goes out here. I haven't seen her play a lot of goal attack, to be honest. Maybe it is a strategy to get her away from the goalkeeper.
Maybe. I think she was getting a bit affected by the hands.
Because if she's moving around in the goal attack, there's less time for them to perhaps set that hold over the top of her shot. Anyway, we're speculating, of course.
Yeah, let's see.
And Smith was acting as a bit of a decoy at the front. And the no-look pass shooter to shooter.
Dangerous. I always have to go like, it's not over till the fat lady sings. It's not over till the fat lady sings when I'm there. Oh! Good recovery there by Rebecca.
As if she meant to do that all along.
Didn't quite convert that. Bit of a missed pass there from UAE.
We also see that spring in it, like the momentum that they take into the second phase.
Yes,
UAE.
That's right.
So someone's straight out for that centre pass, and there's someone ready cutting through.
There's always an option, so it's. Yeah, I don't think at any moment in this game they look stuck trying to transition the ball down.
Big long pass from Nora Paul Gabriel into Wong. Getting back to her best. This goal attack switch has been a good idea.
It has. Good try by Matilda, but it's just a tad bit late.
How would you approach that tough job of having to mark a Charlie Preston?
I would be moving around doing the salsa with her. Basically like how if I were to defend Pei Shan, where I would confuse the space and not let Charlotte, like if Charlotte keeps pressing onto me, I would just keep coming off for her and moving around. Not making it so clear that there's one free space on one side or whatever. So that's what I would do. But it does get very tiring and it wears the legs down doing that for all 4 quarters.
In transition here, UAE. Oh. I think Janine Ang was very close to that one. The UAE player was not ball side. Just got to keep fighting. Don't put your head down.
That's right. Keep going, keep grinding.
Cross court.
Yeah, that's tough. Once you get caught behind someone as tall as Preston, it's... Oh, well, great. He managed to steal.
El Junid has done a really good job under the post, just acting as that last line of defence.
Yep.
Oh, one here by Lewis.
She was really putting pressure on Janine.
She was doing well just to kind of hang off the body. Again, we use that phrase, confuse the space.
Yep.
Hedging. Just to create the illusion of some space to put the pass.
That's right.
I feel like the ball has been teasing us a bit tonight.
It has.
Preston up for the challenge. Now out by 20 goals, the UAE. Oh, very close Van Dam to stealing possession. Singapore A carry on though. Here's Wong stepping back to make an even longer shot.
Cool as a cucumber.
Probably their best tonight, Priscilla Wong.
Yes. Oh, nice steal there by Janine. Lots of defensive hands by UAE. Those hands are so effective when you're playing like a fast team like Singapore, because you're trying to force the team to make an error. You're trying to force the team to miss pass.
Little change of momentum. These last 4 centre passes. Can Singapore A go 3 in a row? Oh, 3 in a row. I've been really impressed by Janine Ang. I think this is the first time I've seen her play. And she does really well defensively and in attack, and that's something that's so crucial in centre, is that you can never switch off because you roam the entire court.
Exactly.
There have been points where she's really held the UAE player in a pocket or off to the side, and then in attack she's just always re-offering.
Yeah, that's true.
And often unmarked as well, which shows, you know, how much she's moving, how much she's trying to lose her player.
That's right.
Making great decisions on the feed. Again, Wong rocks back on 1 foot. Van Dam on the rebound.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a warning. Probably deserved, and she takes it on the chin. Good sportsmanship helping the player up. Again, we see El Junid just really contesting that rebound, always making sure she's in the best position for it. Up the outside channel, now hitting the top of the circle.
See if Rebecca can convert that. Oh, not too good.
Not enough defensive pressure from Singapore A on that transition.
Yeah, agree. Another warning.
So who is the warning given to this time on the edge of the circle?
I think it was Faith.
Yes. And then advanced into the circle.
Yes.
So 2 players on a warning here. Will there be changes from Singapore A? Or will they just let them roll on?
Doesn't look like there's any bubbling of change yet. from the Singapore A bench.
Couple of pumps and through for Charlie Preston.
I'm wondering if the warnings is going to make at least Matilda a little bit more cautious to go for the ball.
You'd have to think so. Van Dam touches it out of court. She's going to have to be really clean in these final 5 minutes.
That's right.
Throw in for Loy. Big cross-court pass to Van Dam.
Such good accuracy UAE has.
Oh, playing on? No. The umpire will insist it's brought back. Hussein. Smith again. Just wait until the defender's eyes are down before letting that goal assist go.
That's right.
So they hit 60.
Split-second decision to pass. Some change from Singapore's side, but Priscilla is coming out.
And when she's going straight back on. No, she's just passing on.
The wristband.
So is that to indicate the captain?
Maybe, or yeah, possibly.
We did see both of those players attend the captain's call, so I'm thinking it's a co-captain situation. So Zulfa Rashad has come back on into her starting goal attack position, and she was just calling for it then, but Lewis in front. Probably not smart to pass when she's right there. What a take under pressure.
Yeah. Tipping that ball over to herself, knowing it was a bit overthrown. Matilda with the tip there.
Hussein throw in to Smith. Lewis takes it on the shoulder. And now a penalty inside eases the pressure. Again, not afraid to just give it when the defender is right there.
Exactly.
And perhaps because Matilda was caught on the back of Preston, then it really allowed that option to open up.
That's right.
UAE thought it was theirs. You can hear the bench players. Over the top. And out of court. Baseline throw in. What have the UAE got left in them in these final 2 minutes?
Still going strong, still keeping up the speed. Quick give and go. Oh, she's right there.
Both shooters in an uncomfortable position then. No one really there to post. So UAE work it back. And of course, Preston in front. Won't miss from there. So each of the 3 games today have been, I think we can say respectfully, blowouts.
Yes. Big score difference. Starting off with the Singapore and Canada game.
50+ goals.
That's right.
That
Kenya
was
and
the
Ireland.
biggest one.
That was the biggest one. I think Kenya and Ireland, there was a 30-goal difference, 20 to 30 goal difference.
33. This game here, going to be probably the closest match of the day, to be fair, margin-wise.
Yeah.
But when we look at who each of the teams are playing tomorrow, Kenya will face the UAE. So that'll be 30th in the world against the 21st in the world. Be really interested to see how they face up against the African style of defence, because we know Ireland struggled against it today.
That's right.
Singapore A will play Canada. I think that might be a good matchup in terms of inexperience against inexperience.
Yes.
And then we'll have Ireland against Singapore, which should be a cracking game to finish the night. So that's what we've got installed tomorrow on Monday night. 2nd of September. Come down and watch in person, if you like.
Exciting stuff.
26 seconds to go here. Rashad stuck for options, goes back to Gabriel. Leong to Rashad, still not happy to put it up, but time is wearing down. And a contact call here, or obstruction, sorry, will mean that they do get the final goal of the game. And so that final scoreline, 65-41, the UAE start their Nations Cup campaign in style. The very first time we've seen them play here in Singapore in this tournament. And Rena, I think there'll be lots to talk about from that game on a positive note for the Falcons.
Absolutely. They did really well. They kept a good speed throughout the game. Very good consistency, accuracy, and great team chemistry. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting watching them throughout the rest of this competition.
24-goal win here. Again, just such a wonderful way to start their campaign. If we were to pick a player that really impressed us in that match, who would you go for?
From the UAE team? Actually, Charlotte, I really liked her for the game. She held her space well, good understanding. Maybe both of the shooters in the circle?
Yeah.
Whoever came in then, yeah, if I had to take my pick. How about yours?
Yeah, Charlie Preston, I think, was definitely a standout at the front, the spearhead. And defensively, and I mean, Carly Lewis in the midcourt was just a solid presence always.
That's true.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple there that we would put forward. And as we wrap up our coverage here on opening day, myself, Brittany Carter, and Rena Majrahan say farewell. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with you over the course of the tournament over the coming 6 to 7 days, and we look forward to finding out who will lift the Nations Cup in 2024.
Again, we give games, we give away the ball every day. So if you're around tomorrow, stay around as well for the halftime game so you guys can win more of these balls as well. We also have other gifts, but yeah. Hello. Hi. All right, we have Carly Lewis, the captain of the UAE. Carly, congrats on that win. How was the game for you?
Great game, obviously our first one just coming into Singapore, so it was a really good start for us, good opportunity to play against some different opposition, a different style of play, but it was enjoyable and we got to run all our players out, so that was a great success for us and obviously taking the win.
Fantastic, and moving ahead, tomorrow's game against Kenya, they performed pretty well today as well, so how do you see that panning out?
Definitely, we watched some of the game just before we started, and obviously like I just said there, it is a very different style of play, so we need to be adaptable, making sure that we're not giving anything aerial. You've most probably noticed they're quite tall, so we need to make sure we're playing the front ball and everything short, but we've got confidence in our range and our diverse ability, so we're just going to go out there, play hard, and hopefully take the win again.
Fantastic, Carly. I just need one favor from you to please sign that molten ball over there. And we'll take the mic from you, and then we'll get you to sign it, and of course, throw it to one of the fans out there, all right? Yeah! Team, let's give it up for the team captain of the UAE, Carly Lewis. And Carly, you get, to choose where you want to throw the ball at, unfortunately. Whichever side. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Who's going to win the molten ball by Carly Lewis? Oh, she didn't have to throw that one far. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Carly. And congrats as well to the UAE team. Well, we do have the fixtures for tomorrow, so a bit of a reminder for all of y'all coming to